Okay, here's a wild idea. What if you could give an AI $100 and just tell it, go build me a profitable business? Sounds like something out of a movie, right? Well, someone actually went and did it. They gave an AI a tiny budget, a huge goal, and honestly, what happened next is, it's just mind-blowing.
And really, this is the heart of the whole thing. We're talking about a non-technical person here, someone with zero coding skills who basically just handed over the keys to an AI. The mission couldn't have been simpler: make money. And yeah, what happened next is pretty darn incredible.
And look, we're not talking about pocket change here. The business this AI built is now pulling in over $8,000 every single month. That's monthly recurring revenue. We're talking a business on track for $100,000 a year. But you know, the craziest part isn't even the money.
It's how fast it all happened. We're talking from launch to a six-figure run rate in just 13 days. 13. So the big question is, how in the world did this actually work? Let's dive in and break down this whole experiment.
All right, so let's set the stage. Our protagonist is a guy named Robbie, and you got to understand, he's not some tech genius or a Silicon Valley mogul. He works in operations, but he got really fascinated by this new type of AI and just decided, you know what? I'm going to run a completely wild experiment.
And the setup was so simple, it's beautiful. Step 1, Robbie downloads this AI agent, which he nicknames Ron. Step 2, he gives Ron a starting budget of just $100, a single $100 bill. And step 3, the mission: turn that $100 into a $20,000 business. Robbie's only job, he's the human liaison. He literally just clicks whatever buttons Ron tells him to click.
Okay, now this is the absolute key to understanding how any of this is possible. See, most of the AI we're used to, it's kind of like a brain in a jar. You can ask it questions, it gives you answers, but it can't do anything. Agentic AI is totally different. It can actually control a computer. It can browse the web, fill out forms, and take action on its own. Think of it less like a chatbot and more like an autonomous employee that you just hired. So you might be thinking this was just a straight shot to success, right? Nope, not at all. Like any good startup story, the first plan was a complete disaster. The AI Ron came up with what seemed like a pretty smart business idea, but it immediately smacked into a very common, very human roadblock.
So Ron's first idea was this: offer to do SWOT analyses for small businesses on Fiverr. You know, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The AI did everything. It wrote all the sales copy, it designed the whole service package. Literally all Robbie had to do was click publish. I mean, it sounds like a solid, logical plan, right?
And on paper, it really did sound great. There's actually a lot of demand on Fiverr for that kind of market research. So, if the idea was good, why did it fail so badly?
Well, here's where we get a classic business lesson. A great product means absolutely nothing if no one can find it. Because it was a brand new Fiverr account with 0 reviews, the AI's gig was just buried. Lost in the crowd. No visibility meant no customers. The first plan? A complete and total flop.
But this is where the story gets really interesting. Instead of just throwing in the towel, Robbie decides to just document the whole crazy experiment. He makes a quick TikTok video explaining what he and his AI buddy are trying to do. And that one decision, that single video, changed absolutely everything. The response was just insane. The video completely blew up, hitting over 1 million views pretty much overnight. But the real magic, the real breakthrough, was hiding in the comments. Hundreds and hundreds of people all started asking the exact same thing.
And there it was, the big aha moment. People didn't care about the SWOT analysis service Ron was trying to sell. They were fascinated by Ron. They wanted their own AI co-founder. The audience was practically screaming at them, telling them what the real product was. And this, right here, is where having an agentic AI became a total game changer. Robbie just told Ron, hey, go analyze the feedback. So the AI goes and scrapes over 200 comments and comes back with this crystal clear strategic insight. The audience wants the tool, not the service. The AI literally found its own product market fit. Amazing.
So now that they had this new direction, Ron basically switched hats. It went from being a freelance consultant to a full-on tech co-founder. And I mean, it didn't just have the idea, it designed the entire business. We're talking from the tech infrastructure all the way to the pricing model.
And check out this blueprint the AI came up with. First, it researched the cheapest bare metal servers to keep costs down. Then, it designed a secure containerized system, which is basically like a safe sandbox for each user's AI so it's not running wild on their personal computers. It came up with a subscription model, the AI Co-Founders Club, and here's the most brilliant part, it suggested a $10 pre-order deposit to see if people would actually pay for it before they even built the thing.
Okay, so the plan is set. Robbie posts another video, this time announcing the AI Co-Founder Club and the $10 pre-order. And what happened next? Well, it was beyond anything he could have possibly imagined. Get this. In just 2 weeks, they got 617 pre-orders. That's over $6,000 in the bank before they'd even deployed a single line of code for the final product. This wasn't just, oh, that's a cool idea. This was validated demand. People were pulling out their wallets.
And the conversion from that pre-order list? Absolutely insane. Out of those 617 people who put down $10, 270 of them converted into full paying subscribers. That's a 45% conversion rate. For anyone in business, you know that is a massive signal that the market was basically desperate for this. And all of that led to this final staggering number. Over $8,300 in monthly recurring revenue. That's a business on track for $100,000 a year. And it all happened in 13 days. Just let that sink in. From a failed Fiverr gig to a 6-figure business with an AI co-founder calling the shots.
Look, this story is way more than just a cool experiment. It's a signal. It's a little peek into a massive shift in how we might build businesses, create new products, and just interact with technology in the very, very near future.
And this might be the most important takeaway of all. The tech that made this happen, this agentic AI, is brand new. I mean, super new. The source material had a great way of putting it. It's like logging onto the internet for the first time, just 100 days after it was invented. That's where we are right now. We are at the very, very beginning of a huge technological revolution.
So that really just leaves us with one final question for you. After seeing what was possible here, with just $100 and a smart AI, if you had an autonomous co-founder that literally never sleeps, what would you do? What problem would you try to solve? What business would you ask it to build?